Today I'm showing you guys how to take baked on, gunked on crock pots and make them look brand new again with one simple thing. So here's our before and our after. Let's talk about the very one thing you're going to need to make this happen. All you're going to need is a dishwasher tab. We're going to plop those in the bottom of your crock pot. I have 2 here that I'm doing today. I'm going to fill those up with water. You're going to see your dishwasher tabs start to dissolve. That's totally normal. You're going to put those in your crock pots and you're going to turn your crock pots on high for 4 hours. Put your lids on, let them go. You're going to see as they're starting to cook down that all that burnt on food is going to start floating to the top. You can go ahead and start scraping the sides. Let the crock pot do most of the work for you though. After the 4 hours, you're going to go ahead, pull them out, rinse them out, and wash them as normal. And here's our end result.
Welcome back to Teach Me How to Clean. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to deodorize your crock pot, or even if you cook something in here and it gets all burnt and crusty to the bottom or to the sides, this will help take care of that as well. I use my crock pot almost on a daily basis. I love it. Sometimes the crock pot is the only reason my family eats, and that's just me keeping it real. So I use and abuse this thing, and this is what I do to deodorize it, get all those hard burnt crusties off. That way you don't have to sit there and scrub and scrub and scrub. This is the best way to help your crock pot clean itself. I do this even just periodically, just as an upkeep for my crock pot, because like I said, it is used and abused. So what I'm actually going to do is pour in 1 cup of cleaning vinegar, followed by half a cup of baking soda, and then I'm going to fill the rest of this up to the top. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll come back. Here's about a cup of vinegar. And now what I'm going to do is fill the rest of this crock pot up with water and then slowly add in my baking soda. I've got my crock pot filled now. Just for reference, this is a 6-quart crock pot, I'm pretty sure. And I add 1 cup vinegar to about 8-9 cups of water, just for reference if you want to do the math to convert it. If you were doing this for a teeny tiny crock pot or a super large crock pot, even an Instant Pot, this would work for all of those things. So now I'm going to slowly add in about half a cup of vinegar here. And that's why we're going to add it slowly, because obviously it's going to react with that vinegar, and if you pour it in all at once, it can bubble over really easily, especially if you're filling this bad boy up to the top like I am. And this is how you get it to clean itself. Obviously, you're going to go ahead, plug in that bad boy. We're going to turn it on high and let it sit for 1 to 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, just depending on how much your crock pot is really needing. Mine isn't too bad at the moment, so I'm going to leave mine on for about an hour, maybe 2 hours. I'm going to come back and let it continue to do its thing. Once it's done, I'm going to dump it out, give it a good rinse, wipe it out, and that's how you get your crock pot to clean itself. So I totally forgot, you should whisk this in, help dissolve that baking soda, otherwise it's all just going to sit to the bottom, and the heat is actually going to make it burn to the bottom, so you're going to have to, it's counterproductive. So go ahead, stir that baking soda in, and then go ahead and cap it. Come back in a couple hours, and your crock pot should be ready to go. But make sure you stir it, because if you don't do that, it's a little bit of a hot mess. So make sure you give it a good stir. I wouldn't call this a rolling boil, but once it's been like this for a while, you can go ahead and turn your crock pot off. Go ahead and just dump all this out. Give it a good spray. Wait for it to cool down, of course, and then go ahead and wipe it out just to get any of that leftover residue from that baking soda. I'm going to be showing you guys how to clean the insert for your crock pot, just the easiest and quickest way possible. If you're new to this channel, I like to share all things to make cleaning simple, easy, quick. I test homemade cleaners all the time, but today I'm actually using a store-bought, which is going to be this Easy Off spray. This is actually for ovens. I use it for all things. However, today I'm going to be using it to clean the inside of my crock pot. I'm doing this outside on my deck. You can do this in the grass, wherever. Just know that this Easy Off is pretty powerful. If you have to do this inside, I would definitely recommend doing it on top of newspapers or something so you don't ruin your counters. Don't get this on your floor. That's why I'm doing it outside. And then you're going to go ahead and leave this sit somewhere where your kids can't get it or pets aren't going to get into this. So I'm going to go ahead and shake up my Easy Off and give the inside of this crock pot a really good spray. It can be really hard to get off these burnt off pieces and things that fall in here. I've learned that this is just the quickest way to do this. I'm also going to be spraying the outside of my crock pot just a little bit in some of these areas, like over here where stuff has built up. I'm just making sure I'm not getting the cord, so I'm pulling it off over here. I'm going to prop this up outside where my kids can't get it, my dogs aren't going to get in it. I'm also going to go get the top to put on top of this. And I'm going to let this sit for anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, just depending on how bad the inside of your crock pot is. I'm going to let mine sit for 2 hours. I'm going to come back and hopefully everything should just wipe away real nice and easy like. I carried my crock pot back inside now. This has actually been sitting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 hours. I kind of forgot about it, but it's all cool. I'm just gonna take my rag and start to wipe off the crusties. I just went ahead and finished wiping this out. I took a wet washcloth and kind of wiped it all, scraped everything off. The one thing I do know with using the Easy Off is you have to rinse whatever you use it on really, really well. So I made sure that I got all that residue off with that wet washcloth, because otherwise you can like smell the chemical. If I were to put my crock pot insert back in here and start to heat this up, you can smell it. So if you do that and you start to smell this chemical smell, I would suggest just stopping and giving this another good wipe down. You'll know right away, trust me. The outside's all clean, and then I just took a regular old dry washcloth and rinsed it out, and it's good to go. It looks brand new. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out some of my other videos that I'll link down below for you guys, and I'll see you in my next one.